When we meditate on the life of Joseph in the Old Testament, we read of him from rising from the pit to be placed into the palace, how God lifted him up. But one of the things that you and I need to understand is the attitude that Joseph carried with him. When we look at him, when he was put into Potiphar's house, he worked faithfully in Potiphar's house. When he was put into the prison, he worked faithfully in the prison. And when he was put into the palace, where he had all the opportunity to take revenge on all those who abused him, ill-treated him, he did not do so. On the contrary, we see when his brothers were brought to him, in Genesis chapter 50 verse 20, these were his words that he says, "As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." You see, Joseph knew very well that his brothers had evil against him, that his brothers wanted to see his downfall. He knew the truth, but he also knew another fact. And what was it? That though his brothers meant it for evil, God meant it for good. That God turned it all out for good. I want to encourage you today. I'm sure you want to rise up in life, and you are going to encounter many people who will try to misuse you, who will try to pull you down, who will rejoice at your failure. But I want to encourage you and tell you, no matter what people speak or do against you, look at it always from God's perspective. Have the attitude that says that God will always turn it all together for my good. Joseph, knowing very well his brothers meant evil against him, he could have taken vengeance, he could have punished them, he could have imprisoned them, but he did not do so. He looked at it from God's viewpoint and said, God meant it for good. I want to encourage you today. You want to rise up in life, you want to see God prosper you, you want to see God lift you up from that pit to the palace, begin to look at things from God's perspective. Carry yourself with that attitude that says, no matter what people plot or plan against me, God will always turn it out for good. Once again, let's remember that statement that Joseph says, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. God bless you.